Right, in this video I'm going to teach you how to quit your job and go full time into copywriting. This could be quit your job or just fucking quit college or education or anything you're doing right now that's taking up the majority of your time, which is meant to make you money. How to just fuck that off and go full time into copywriting, okay? All right. Now, there are 3 reasons, and only 3, why you haven't already done this. And I'm going to expel them from your mind so that once they've been expelled, I can inject the belief in yourself to start doing this full time, because I only think there's 3 reasons. I know there's only fucking 3 reasons. So if it's not one of these, don't come at me and say, oh, Tom, it's because I haven't got any fucking hands. Obviously, but it's basically going to be these 3, okay? I'm going to expel why each one is not that big a deal and how you can overcome it and do this full time, okay? Because I've seen a lot of people give a lot of bullshit on why they can't do this, okay? It's basically all coming down to one of these 3, all right? And I'm just going to fucking just lay it down, prove to you why it's all bullshit, and tell you how to get out of it, okay? Did I go over them? Okay, yeah. 1, you're a pussy. 2, you're unsure. And 3, again, you are a pussy, but for a different reason. Okay, I'm going to get into that, but that is basically the 3. Okay, and you fall into one of those. If you're not doing this full time, you're not making good money doing it, you have a job. What day is it today? Fucking Monday. You're a wage cuck. You went to work today, and the reason you're not doing it full time is because you're one of these 3. Okay, Number one, the reason you're firstly a pussy is because you are scared to ruin what you've got. It's probably the number 1. And the reason it's number 1 is because most of you fall into this. You have a job, right? Like I said, it's Monday. Wage cuck day. Probably the worst day of the fucking week for you. You wake up and you have to go to work. And the reason you're probably watching my videos or watching someone else's videos and you're interested in copywriting and you haven't gone in full time is because you're scared to ruin what you've already got. And I'm not going to be a dick here. I kind of understand it. You went to school your whole life and then you went to uni your whole life, went out, you got a degree, and now you have a job that you spent probably weeks applying to get paid some fucking shit wage, but now you're in and you have the job and you don't want to ruin it because it's taken a lot of fucking time. And you're scared to ruin that opportunity. Okay, it's money, right? Money doesn't just come out the sky. I mean, it does for me, but money doesn't just come out the fucking sky. You need to be preservant of what you have, and that's why you're scared. Okay? But newsflash, and I don't want to fucking sound like a dick when I say this, but unfortunately I have to. Nothing changes unless you change, okay? I know, right? Fucking groundbreaking, but it's true. And so a lot of you are trying to be a copywriter or you're trying to make some money online, and the reason you're not getting there is because you're just too fucking scared to take the leap. To just come home from work one day and tell your boss to get fucked, okay? Now, I'm going to tell you how you can do that, but that's probably the main reason. You're just scared to ruin what you've already got. Maybe you have a family, a wife, children, an obscene Pornhub addiction. You pay OnlyFans girls. I don't know what the fuck you do, but you've got expenses and you don't want to ruin that, and this is the only way you can keep on doing it, and this is the only source of income you have, and you don't want to fuck it up, okay? I'm telling you now, you need to do some action, okay? Doing nothing is worse than doing something. I don't care if it's doing the wrong thing, as long as you're doing something, okay? And I know it's scary, it's fine. But ultimately, you need to make a decision. It's either do what you're currently doing and have a shit job, or do something else, literally fucking anything, and potentially make some leeway, some ground, and become a copywriter, okay? When I was doing this, like I said, literally any action is better than no action. I was doing everything wrong. Every email I sent, I might have a screenshot, every email I sent was the worst kind of email ever. I sounded like an Indian, bro, no offense. It was like, hello, you want copywriting, I charge good rate, like complete shit, right? That was still better than what you're doing. So if you're scared to start, in case of sacrificing what you already have, get that shit out your fucking head, okay? That's probably the number 1 reason you haven't started, but I guarantee if you get over that, you are gonna be well on your way to doing this full time. Secondly, you're unsure. So number 1 reason is probably because you're a pussy, you're too scared to get rid of what you already have. Number 2 reason is you're unsure of what to do. You've seen my face, you've seen someone's face, you've seen the word copywriting, or you've seen the notion of the business model, and you want to do it, you're just unsure. I understand that, but I think what you're going through is basically just a disguise for you being monumentally fucking lazy. I have 2 videos on my YouTube channel. they are the cleaned dog's bollocks when it comes to learning this shit. If you go through both those videos or you go through my channel in general and you somehow still don't know how to be a copywriter, then yeah, maybe go to a clinic, you might be a clinical fucking retard. But for the majority of you, if you can't understand how to do this, and it is probably the most basic business model in the world, you are coping. It's not that you don't know how, it's that you're disguising it with laziness. People do this all the time. They'll say they don't know how to do something because saying that is more comforting than coming out and saying, actually, I'm just a complete fucking lazy piece of shit and I can't be asked to do this. Okay? The likelihood is you're lazy. Okay? And that's fine, I get it. Maybe you have a long job, 9 to 5, get home at 6, want to fucking just do nothing. Instead of doing this, you're just lazy. Okay? I get that. But I guarantee it's that and not you being lazy. Okay, go through my videos. I'm telling you now, a brain-dead fucking idiot could pick this up and within a couple of weeks have some leverage and within a month probably have a client. Okay, so I don't believe you're unsure. I think you're lazy. Okay, and if you're lazy, that's fine. Burgers need flipping, cars need cleaning, websites need building. Like, you can go do that, okay? But for those of you that aren't fucking lazy and you're actually unsure, go through my fucking YouTube, bro. It's not that difficult. Thirdly, again, you're a pussy for the second time. And the reason isn't because of the first time, which is because you're scared to lose what you already have. It's because you have a really scarce mindset towards money. Quick lesson. There's two mindsets. There's an abundance mindset, which is like me and most people that are successful. And then there's a what's it called? Scarce mindset, which is where you're just preservant of what you have. You're scared to lose what you already have because you're afraid you're not going to get any more. Okay, it's like not telling your girlfriend to fuck off if she's a dickhead because you're afraid you won't get any more girlfriends. Okay, that's you. And you're probably thinking it's not a reliable source of income. Copywriting is this wishy-washy shit. I can't trust myself because I don't know if I'll make any money long-term doing it, or I don't believe in myself. And if you don't believe in yourself, you should probably just leave because that's gay. Like, I'm sorry, but if you don't believe in yourself, you're like, oh, you look in the mirror and you don't actually think you can achieve anything, I don't think anyone can help you, okay? But if the number one reason you're not doing this is because you don't believe it's a reliable source of income, I have a harsh, real-world fact for you, and that is that the job you're currently in is more risky than being a copywriter, albeit any fucking business model in the world. And the reason for that is because if you're a copywriter, or you own a business, you're working on your own time and you are responsible for your own income. If something goes wrong, it's on you to fix it. You can fix the issue and you can make more money. If I wanted to, I could make 10 grand today. If I didn't want to make 10 grand, I wouldn't have to. But if I needed to, I could go and do it. When you're in a job, you don't have that luxury. Do you know how many fucking people I know? You might know people as well that just got let off in COVID. Yeah, you know that stable job you have? You know that thing that you signed a contract for that said you would be in this job for 24 months or whatever? And then COVID came along and just anal fucked you? Just bent you over and said, no, sorry, we have to lay you off because of pricing or some shit? It's less safe than being a fucking full-time business owner or a copywriter. Don't tell me you'd rather be working for someone else that can fire you at a whim than working for yourself and deciding how much money you make. It's a fucking false fallacy people have when they say, oh, but I have a job and my job is safe. Bro, if your boss dies, you're fucked. If your boss gets hit by a truck, who's paying your bills? No one. That's out of your control. How can you say it's more safe to have your entire livelihood be in someone else's hands than be in your own hands? Okay, it's cope, it's bullshit. So you're probably scared because of this scarcity mindset and you think that copywriting isn't going to give you a full-time income, blah, 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 blah. Bullshit, okay? I give this acronym to people all the time and it blows their fucking mind. And I don't know why, because it's abundantly obvious, but JOB literally stands for just above broke. Look at your bank account. Are you rich? No. You're probably just above broke. Okay? Unless you have 5 figures in the bank, I'm considering you just above broke. Okay? And that's what a job is. It's designed to keep you just above broke. It's designed to keep you scarce. And it's designed to keep you at a whim in case anything fucking happens to your boss where you're completely, utterly, ultimately, and inconsequentially fucked by life once it inevitably comes to that case. I'm telling you now, COVID 2.0 comes around, you're done. If COVID 2.0 comes around and you're a copywriter, you're fine. Okay? Because you can just make more money on your own terms. Okay? Now that you know you're one of those three, because you definitely fucking are, here's how you go from having a full-time job to becoming a copywriter. Okay, it's not that difficult. Okay, like I said, if for some reason you can't do this, you're coping. You're too lazy. I'm gonna spell it out for you, all right? Step one, schedule your time. So by that I mean, if you have a job or you're in college, I guarantee if most of you have a job, it's 9 to 5, sometimes it's 8 to 6 or whatever. Schedule your time. When do you have to wake up? When do you have to get to work? When do you have to get back from work? Make a direct note of when you have work so that you have a direct note of when you have time off work. So I'll give you an example. When I was trying to do this about 15, 16 months ago, I was trying to be a professional golfer. Usually what I would do is I would practice until about 12 o'clock in the afternoon, and then I would do this for the rest of the day. When I got back from Spain and I started working a job, some of you may know as a plasterer, I would work from 6 till about 5, usually 6 till 6, and then from 7 till 12, I would be a copywriter, okay? So you need to write down the actual time you have in the day to work and the time you have in the day that's free that you can do this, okay? So for example, after work, obviously, weekends, don't go out. Okay, you ain't getting laid, don't do that. Sick days, I get this a lot. Chicks do this all the time. It's only chicks as well. I don't know any dudes that do this. They'll just have sick days randomly. Like I had a girlfriend once and she was like, oh, it's like 6 a.m. I'm sleeping with her. She has to go to work. I'm a copywriter. I can do what the fuck I want. She has to go to work. And she's like, oh, I have to get up and go to work and it's cold and it's winter and I don't want to go to work. Fuck it, I'll have a sick day. I'm like, are you ill? And she's like, no, but I just don't want to go to work, so I'll email my boss and say, oh, it's food poisoning. Every fucking time it's food poisoning. Oh yeah, sorry, can't come in today, ate something funny the night before, my tummy feels unwell, got food poisoning, can't come in today. And she'll just roll over and go back to sleep. Like fucking, but like, women are just, I literally don't understand how you do that. Like she's ruined her entire fucking team. Like she had an important role in her job, and now she's just fucked her entire team. Anyway, doesn't matter. If you have a sick day, okay, you have time off, that's when you can work, but you need to write it down. Don't say, oh yeah, I'm free from 9 till 5 or 5 till 9, because you'll forget. Get a fucking pen, write some shit down, say, I'm working from 9 till 5, and then from 5 till 9, I'm free. Right, in that time, I am gonna send outreach and learn copy. Because when you've written it down, you're more likely to stick to it, okay? That's what I did. Okay, from 6 to 6, I was working with my dad, I was a plasterer, and then from 6 till 12, I was writing copy and sending emails. On weekends, I was doing it all day. All day. I was sending 12 hours of emails, okay? Once you've done that, you know when you're working and you know when you have free time. Step 2, choose when you're gonna learn in that free time to do copy. Now, if you're not a dick, you're gonna spend all your free time doing this. I know some of you are just reprobates and you're probably gonna wank or eat some garbage or watch some bullshit TV. Fine, whatever, do that. But for the most part, you should be doing this in all your free time. Okay, and like I said, that will be after work, sometimes before work if you have a night shift, and toilet breaks. I'm telling you, I would go to the toilet. I know I'm working for my dad, which is kind of bad, but I go for the toilet, I go for a shit, I'll just be sending outreach for 30 minutes. No, who takes a shit for 30? No one, right? I was taking shits for 30 minutes. I was sending outreach, okay? You'd be like, where the fuck have you been? I was like, oh, you know, Dad. He's like, yeah, I know. I was like, but I was sending outreach, right? But like, if you have a toilet break, do some outreach, if you can. If you're working before, do it then. If you're working after, do it then. Just find the time in the day and write down when you're gonna do it. I know this sounds so fucking simple, but a lot of people mess this up. They think, yeah, I'll just do it when I'm free. And then when you're free, you'll think, oh, I'm free, I can watch Netflix or I can go out. But no, if you write it down, you'll say, I need to fucking do this because I've written it down and this is when I'm gonna do it. Okay, so write it down. Step 1, find out when you're working. Step 2, find out when you're free and when you're gonna work in that free time, okay? Step 3, do not quit your fucking job. I don't know why I have to say this, but I'm saying it. When people come to me and they say they want to do this full time, their innate reaction every time is to say, okay, I'm going to quit my job and I'm going to do it. Don't do that. And the reason you shouldn't do that is because likely, if you're watching this, you don't have more than 1,500 quid in your bank. Like, you don't have money to live on. If you quit your job, that's like turning the tap off. You're only so fucking hydrated. You're gonna die in 3 days unless you have more tap coming in, okay? So before you turn that tap off, make sure you have another tap ready to turn on. And by that I mean, before you quit your fucking job and cut off the money you have coming in, you need to start making money from copywriting. Do not quit your job. You don't have to quit your job. You can do your job while being a copywriter, or at least learn, or at least get some steps and start making a little bit of money, okay? So like I said, you work from 9 to 5, that's your job, or when you study, or whatever, and then from 6 to 9, focus on copy, focus on outreach, focus on getting better, focus on getting clients, focus on sales calls. I used to book all my sales calls from like 7 till 9 p.m., which was kind of annoying because no business owners in the UK wanted to do a sales call at that time, so most of my clients were American, but that's when I had to do it, okay? So you can do it both at the same time. Do not come to me in a month's time and say, Tom, I quit my job because you said I could do this copywriting thing and it didn't work out and now I have $15 to my name and I have to go on the street corner and suck dick for money because I'm broke. Don't do that. That isn't my fault. You're a fucking idiot. That isn't on me, okay? I've told you now. Don't quit your job. Keep your job. And once you're not working, focus on your copywriting. And what's going to happen is, as you're making money in a job and you're working as your copywriting thing on the side, slowly as time goes on, the amount of money you make as a copywriter is going to fucking reach the same amount as you have as a job. So you're going to be working, making $2,000 on your job. Eventually you're going to be working as a copywriter on the side, making $2,000. And once you hit this fucking equilibrium, or whatever they call it, fucking point, that's when you can decide to quit your job. Because now you have another tap, okay, of money coming in. Step 4, match the income. Okay, so don't just quit your job like that. Match the income with copywriting, and once you've matched it, then quit your job. Because now you're making your full-time income as a copywriter instead of just fucking quitting your job and literally having no money, okay? And the beautiful thing about this is that if you're able to match your income doing this on the side, you will likely be able to double it once you quit your job. So I remember when I was doing this, I was making, I think 2.5, maybe $3,000 until I quit my job with my dad. So I quit my job with my dad, and within a month, I went from about $3,000 to $6,000. Because I doubled. I doubled the time, so I could make double the income, I could do double the outreach, make double the clients, okay? So before you quit your job, make sure that you're making at least the same, if not a bit more, from copywriting. And once you've done that, you can quit your job, you can fuck it off, you can do this full time, okay? And you can do both, okay? I am not prepared to sit here and listen to someone say that they cannot do both at the same time. You have free time. I guarantee if I walked into your bedroom and I watched you for a day, probably with my fucking eyes closed because you're all weird, I could find time where you could be doing outreach after you're working. I know people I've coached one-on-one. They have a full-time job. They're coming back for a coaching call with me, and then they're still doing outreach and they're still getting clients. So that job you have, which is so fucking important, after you've done it, the free time you have, probably that 5 or 6 hour period where you just want to lull or do nothing or go out or just chill, don't do that. That is the time you should be outreaching. And you'll come to me and say, but Tom, I have no free time. And then I'll find 5 hours in the day where you're either wanking or watching TV or getting aired by girls or eating pointless fucking garbage food or doing some bullshit where you could be doing outreach, okay? I'm tired. Drink a coffee. Get the fuck over it, okay? That's the time where you could be making money as a copywriter and eventually quitting your job, okay? So I don't believe you don't have the time in the day. I just think you're shit at managing your time because I've done it and I know people that do it, okay? People probably dumber than you, but they figured it out, all right? I figured it out, okay? I'm not a fucking genius. I mean, I am now, but back then I was an idiot and I figured it out, okay? Step 5. Transition period. So once you've matched your income with your normal job, which won't take long, if you watch my channel, when you fucking pay attention to what I say, you're gonna fucking do this pretty quickly. Quit your job. That's okay, because now you're making money, right? There's a new tap. Okay, that one's rusty. Fuck that tap. There's a new tap. Okay, this is what players do. Okay, I don't advocate this. We don't usually leave a relationship until. This is what women do. It's the monkey string theory. They don't let go of one bar until they've got another fucking bar. Okay. Don't fucking turn this tap off until you've got new fucking water coming in. Don't get rid of the money that's coming through your job until you've got money coming in through a new fucking avenue. Once that's matching that one, bang, turn that one off, fuck it off, double up on that one, okay? Quit your job, spend the extra 8 hours you would be in your job, propelling your copy career, make 2 times as much, make bank, fuck bitches, enjoy life, work from anywhere in the world. If you're good and you do what I say, you'll get clients through clients, and before you know it, You'll be killing it, okay? That's literally what I did, right? So I'd work from 6 to 6 as a plasterer, I'd come home, I'd eat, I'd leave some girl on red, and then I would fucking send outreach literally for 6-7 hours straight. I would be on Instagram scrolling ads, I'd be on Apollo looking for businesses, I'd be doing everything to find these fucking clients and these businesses, and then I'd send outreach and I'd send DMs, and that's all I'd do, okay? And then slowly, as the days went by, I'd start booking calls and I'd start getting on calls and I'd start selling people and I'd make $250 and then $1,000 and then $1,500. And before you knew it, I was saying to my dad, Dad, I no longer need to come to work tomorrow. I remember one morning, I think it was like 10 to 6. He was like, right, get up. I was like, I don't want to. He was like, you got money? I was like, yeah. I was like, all right, fine. See you later. He didn't even question me. He was like, all right, fuck you then. And then later that day, he was like, how the fuck are you doing this? I was like, well, you know that gig I was talking about? Yeah, I was making money on the side. It's paying off, Dad. And he was like, all right, fine, you do that. More for me. I don't have to fucking pay your sorry ass now. I was like, yeah, good for both of us. So that's how you do it, okay? Like, look, that's me on the screen. Under a ladder. That picture's kind of notorious now, but that was me. I was fucking doing that from 6 till 6, and then I come home and I send outreach. And the way it works is not quitting your job. Don't do that. I need to emphasize it again. Don't fucking do that. So stupid. I've seen it happen. People have done it. They said, right, I found this copywriting thing to put pressure on myself, to really push myself. I'm going to quit my job. Okay? Now, in some instances, I've seen this happen. They get fired and they have no choice. And yeah, sometimes you are going to be put in a position, I've been put in that position where you need to make this work. And I've seen it happen. But you don't need to do that. Okay? You can have a job and through sheer will also do this on the side and kind of bring the two together. And then fuck this one off completely and then just propel with this one. Okay? I mean, if you're really loopy, you can do what I did and just say, I need to make money or I'm not going to fucking eat. That's fine. You can do that. But on the whole, you don't need to do that. Okay? Just have a job. You have a job. Have a job. Go to college. And on the side, in your free time, stop doing bullshit. It's fucking not going to get you anyway. I'm telling you now, I have more time for bullshit than I did then. I have, how many hours is there in a week? 124? I have 124 hours a week to do bullshit. I don't have to work for a month and I'm fine. Because I sacrificed my free time back then to do this, okay? So just fuck your free time. You don't need it, okay? The free time that you have now, you're not gonna be doing anything of any sustenance anyway, okay? The porn's still gonna be there, you dickhead, okay? That girl, she isn't gonna fuck you anyway, but I guarantee if you make some money, she might fuck you in a couple of months because you're out making money, okay? So don't worry about that. In your free time, hustle and grind. I know it doesn't sound gay, but hustle and grind, and then bring your income up, fuck your job off, and do this full time, okay? Is that it? That's it, right. Is that over? Okay, sweet. And then you can get to my stage, where you just smoke cigarettes and send emails. Someone just said to me, they've got their first copywriting client and he's from the nofap industry. I'm telling you, bro, that is a fucking mistake. You need to get rid of that guy. He's probably he probably wanks to, you know what he does? He fucking tells you to not wank and then he spends his entire day wanking. Anyway, that's your plan. Don't fuck it up.